So who is this?
I'll give you a hint. That's Rapunzel.
Your hints are terrible. Is his nose drawn correctly? The running gag for the rest of the film, but they got his nose right in the first shot.
A single drop of sunlight.
How do we know it's sunlight? Were there astronomers watching the sun, and then one of them saw the drop fall, and they were like, yes, the reason so many of us have gone blind is finally worth it. Now we can restore our sight with the sun drop. Where did it fall? West-ish. And look how close it came to the ocean. Actually, maybe that would have been better. Maybe if it fell in the ocean, anyone who drank enough ocean water would be cured. Dehydrated, but cured.
People usually start to look for a miracle, or in this case, a magic golden flower.
So it's pretty clear that Mother Gothel got to this flower before everyone else. So why does anyone know about this flower and its magical abilities? Sure, you could say that maybe Sundrop flower isn't unique, just really rare, but Flynn Rider says,
a single drop of sunlight fell from the heavens.
So the only way anyone knows about the flower is that Mother Gothel has been going around bragging about her eternal youth and talking about the flower. For all that age, she has gained 0 wisdom.
And all she had to do was sing a special song.
Should we just let this one slide? I'm just gonna let this one slide. I'm just kidding. How does anyone figure out anything with magical words, much less songs? Does she have to sing the correct notes? What about tempo, key signature, pitch? If pitch is involved, I'm never gonna be able to activate that thing. You know what I'm talking about. You've heard me sing. Just wait till the end.
All right, you get the gist.
Man, is that a lot of hair for a newborn? And thankfully, the king isn't asking any questions about where the golden hair came from. I'm just saying, if my kids had blonde hair, I'd have some questions for my wife. So who is this?
I'll give you a hint. That's Rapunzel.
Your hints are terrible.
What do you want to do? I don't think so. I like it in here, and so do you.
Well, isn't that nice? The hostage has a hostage. It's always dragging on the floor. How does she keep that hair clean? I actually, surprise, have a lot of questions about this hair, but the internet exists, so I'll just give you the answers. 70 feet long, weighs 10.5 pounds, can in fact hold the weight of 4 full-grown men. However, it would take over 150 years to grow 70 feet of hair. But it's magical hair, so none of that matters. We heisting in the daytime? How was work, honey? Well, I stood at attention all day with 8 other guards as we faced away from the thing we were guarding, so pretty bad. Also, that thing was stolen, so I was fired. Now, I've never run a kingdom, so forgive the ignorance, but since there's only one way off the island, how come they don't have some sort of horn alarm that when sounded alerts the guards to seal off the bridge?
They appear every year on my birthday, Mother. Only on my birthday.
You told her when her actual birthday was? You don't even have to tell her about birthdays. Why does the dumbest person stumble upon that flower? So, when all is said and done, how much therapy we talking about here?
Getting kinda chubby.
If they just stole the crown, how come there's already wanted posters? In the forest, on random trees. Why don't they have some horses? I feel like a lot of their problems wouldn't exist if they had a getaway plan. We already have a chameleon. Do we need another silent animal character? Yeah, oh, okay, we do need another silent animal character. So they're a morning chase away from the castle, let's say a mile. Is there any place in the world where there are canyons this deep a mile away from the coast? So this exists in the film. And I know it's a cartoon, but it's not exactly Tom and Jerry. And you might ask if it's one of those fake film effects they do, like this is exposure of the frame scanned top down so the things moving down are stretched. And that'd be a good point, except if that's the case, then the tree would be extended. So they just being goofy. You want me to do the math? Oh, I'm gonna do the math. 10-second fall, they drop over a quarter of a mile, impact at over 200 miles per hour, or 350 kilometers per hour. Curve the ground all you want, they dead. What? She's had 18 years to hide Rapunzel and they're still a hop, skip, and a jaunt away from the castle? Charter a boat 2 countries over and you don't even need this reclusive lifestyle. Good grief, dumbest villain ever. Is it awfully presumptuous to enter any building and think,
alone at last?
I'm just noticing how big her eyes are. Those are some really big eyes, right? And crazy eyes too, but given the circumstances, that's to be expected. Stop it! Don't you know he's the only character with a properly functioning brain? Or he was. So what you got there?
I've got a person in my closet.
Oh, great. Now I'm the bad guy.
See? She's so dumb she even admits it. Life pro tip. When the wanted poster gets your nose wrong, just wrong up your nose.
Aye.
So who's got the smolder and short-term memory loss?
And when I promise something, I never, ever break that promise.
But isn't she planning on breaking a huge promise with this trip? I actually think it's the only thing she's ever promised.
Really?
Honestly, at this point, how is his head still in one piece?
A palace horse. Where's your rider? Rapunzel.
So now she's smart? If you find a palace horse, a palace wanted poster, and a palace crown, wouldn't you assume the palace had been here? So why does she go on the hunt instead of accepting her fate?
Is this you?
Oh, it's him, all right. Go find some guards.
Are they all bounty hunters? I'd hate to profile, but I'm just assuming a few of these guys don't want the guards here. Judging Old Man Cupid's willingness to put up with this for drinks, is he an alcoholic?
You got me!
Goodness, cast iron skill is now 7 for 7 on knockouts. I mean, it's in a lower weight class, but do we need to test it for steroids? I want you to know I had written more knockouts than Bill Cosby, but A, that ain't true, and B, I just did an alcoholic joke, and I'm trying not to be too bleak here. I mean, it's Tangled, not Schindler's List.
You should know that this is the strangest thing I've ever done!
So far. You know, he hasn't even gotten to the magical healing hair today. Maybe we should check the horse for steroids, because he's been raging it. Well, I'm glad they have a light or a hair, but it should still be murky and blurry. Just wondering how they could see anything, and how this hair doesn't get caught up in everything.
Why is he smiling at me?
I don't know, were you smoldering?
I'll kill that rider. We'll cut him off at the kingdom.
But why would they think Ryder's going to the kingdom? They don't know about Rapunzel's lantern deal. He made the campfire before she healed his hand? How long do you think Disney will keep making these princess movies?
Forever, I guess.
So does the brown hair grow, or has it been that length since it was cut?
Eugene Fitzherbert, huh?
Poor orphan Eugene Fitzherbert.
I don't know, with a name like Eugene Fitzherbert, maybe you were better off being an orphan. Man, I am dark today.
How did you find me?
Yeah, how did she find you? She's either developed super sniffing in her super old age, or she's rolled a natural 20 like 4 times today. I know it's a musical, but don't you think Flynn would have heard some of this? Must have heard that.
Hey, can I ask you something?
If it's anything other than, did you hear that soprano, it's not relevant. It's the next day. How's the horse still wet and roid raging?
Sit.
What?
What? She's a Disney princess. It's what they do.
And it's also my birthday. Just so you know.
Guilt trips. I wonder where she learned that from. Hey kids, want to get your scout badge and hair braiding? See? Gothel could have chartered a ship from the same kingdom. Nobody's gonna recognize her even at her own festival. Ugh, how does this guy have no lines and still chokes me up? 18 has got to be one of the harder years because he missed her entire childhood. And now he's got gray hairs. Next clip, next clip. Now what are these? Self-starting lanterns? I didn't see one lighter, match, or flintstone.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, he realized he's 26 and you just turned 18, and in your time that's probably okay, but this movie came out in 2010 and that's looking sketch. She knocked them out with a stick? Looks like Frying Pan finally has a challenger.
Where are we going?
Whoa, doesn't that seem a bit extreme for theft? Even Hammurabi only cut off a hand. So if you're like me and you wonder how many of these sons you missed hiding in plain sight, the answer is none. This is so bogus. Most of these sons don't even have anything behind them. One time my brother and I were accused of stealing cookies, but we saw who did it. And when they asked, we said,
It wasn't us. It was the old lady.
man, we still got in trouble.
Fine. Now I'm the bad guy.
Now? He didn't crush his nuts?
Max, you brought them here?
Yeah, let's ask some questions. Max saw Flynn get arrested and, as a horse, communicated the need to rescue Flynn to yesterday's patrons at the Snuggly Duckling, who, by the way, don't like Flynn. Then they sneaked into prison, set up an ambush and escape plan. Oh, I didn't ask any questions. How'd all these guards know to come running? Shouldn't you guys go?
Yeah, you're right. We should go.
You realize how good Flynn would be on Ninja Warrior? Whose fault is that really? He should have learned from last time. Hey, where's the blood? Why do we need a shot of Pascal? We know he can't do anything. Never mind. So with the magic now gone, anything healed by the magic reverts to what it would have been. So does this mean Flynn's hand is cut again? Is tear magic different from hair magic? Was this a one-time thing, or is anyone she cries on immortal?
Did I ever tell you I've got a thing for brunettes?
But how'd he give her hair those nice layers? I think he's really got a thing for the stylish chair. Now, is this an Anastasia thing? Are we sure they're related? Oh yeah, they're related. Hey, is that what she's gonna look like at 36? Yeah, things just got a little creepier. Frying pan. It's just as fast as the bow and quiver. Frying pan. Just like a horse with a great soup spoon. Frying pan. With contact strength raining down sunfire. Delirious as me singing out of tune.